Fine.
Yeah, here we are. Hey, what's up, everybody? And I'm just going to do a cold open tonight. Tonight's topic is using the topic of rape in comic skits. Is it funny or not?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it is funny.
Hell
isn't
yeah.
it? But there are a lot of people out there who don't think rape is funny or can be made into a funny topic.
Do I have to say the word feminism or
Feminism? That's not a word.
Not a word.
That's not a word.
So I think it's term you're looking for is feminism.
feminism?
Okay.
Sorry,
Wait, hang on. Let's just give them a minute. Feminism. Okay, I'm done. I tried.
All right. Obviously, it doesn't really need to be said, but we'll say it anyway in case a bunch of fucking Tumblr feminazis decide to attack us. Clearly, rape is bad.
Oh, the act of rape.
Obvi-fucking-usly.
The actual rape is bad.
Rape is horrible. It can destroy someone's psyche for their life.
Yeah, you know what it is? You know what the crazy part about rape is? It's just like the lack of consent. That is probably that's why rape is bad. It's just the lack of consent. Everything else about rape, like the spontaneity, the place, the sexual act, that's fine. The lack of consent is what's ultimately wrong with rape.
Now, obviously, if somehow some Tumblr feminazi gets her hands on this,
I don't understand why you're referring to them twice. Like, what exactly?
Okay, if you really want to go and argue with us, you can call in at 646-668-8023.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
I'll give you the number again, just a little bit slower. 646-668-8023.
Right. So that's basically what I'm getting at. It's just like, why is rape such a hot button issue? It never used to be this bad back in the day. Like, everyone knew what rape was, but it wasn't like, oh my God, we should eliminate anything that even remotely reminds someone, quote unquote, of rape. Like, why is that?
I mean, I'm gonna put it like this. All right, I'm gonna quote the great George Carlin.
Mm-hmm.
Rape can be funny. Think of Porky Pig raping Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
Boom! Bullshit! You didn't just laugh.
I laughed.
Yeah, no, I'm
talking to our listeners.
Oh, yeah.
There is no fucking way
you know why they laughed? You know why some Nazis laughed? Because there wasn't a woman in that. They're cool with guys getting raped.
Oh, yeah. Think of fucking Petunia Pig fucking
That's good.
Elmer Fudd. Oh, now it's fucking hilarious, isn't it? Down with men, the patriarchy.
Right, the one.
So you're calling double standards?
Oh yeah, completely. I mean, here's the thing with feminists. Like, I guess I would say third wave feminists, because real feminists don't believe in this shit. This hodgepodge of Tumblr feminazis.
So we're talking about modern feminists.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is. The ones that are just god awfully like hell bent on men being secondhand slaves. Not even citizens, just slaves.
Just the absolute apotheosis of mankind.
Oh, yeah.
Apotheosis.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate with that word, because I'm...
Yeah, apotheosis is something turning into a god, isn't it?
No. Apotheosis is the absolute nadir of something. Now, of course, Frankie's looking it up.
No, I got to, yeah.
You got to. Are you using the word correctly?
Yeah,
I think I am.
You think you are?
Dude, I could be wrong. Hey, I was wrong about Carson Palmer. I might as well be wrong about
yeah, the highest point in the development of something, culmination or climax. Yeah, that is the polar opposite.
Are you serious?
Are you talking right?
That's the ascension to godhood. That's how I remembered it.
What I meant to say was the apotheosis of everything wrong in this world.
Okay, then
sure.
A little bit correct.
Wait. So that is the apotheosis, not the Holocaust, not the ethnic cleansing.
According to modern feminists, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I mean, I don't want to spend the whole episode talking about the fucking feminazis, but you know what? It's gonna probably lead into that anyway, because these are people you know what? They should just get raped. They should just get raped, because then they would know how it would feel. Because most of these people don't know what it's like to be raped. They talk about it so much. They really
a lot of them, probably people would never want to rape them in their right senses. If for no reason, would these women ever get raped?
Yeah, because most of them are probably ugly.
Yeah.
And they secretly want to get raped.
But then again, don't ugly people get raped?
Yeah, that happens. You know?
Right.
I think it does happen.
It does happen,
but yes, if I were to decide, what's funny?
If you had your pick, you would pick the more attractive one.
I wasn't even trying to go there.
Oh, I was.
What I was trying to say was, according to what I find funny. I mean, I like shocking stuff to be funny. Right. My idea of funny is fucking Opie and Anthony. You know, Anthony Camina and whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, well, pronounce it right.
Suck my dick.
Idiotic piece of shit.
You know, hell, I even find Daniel Tosh to be funny.
Wow.
Which is that's like an unpopular opinion, but I think I laugh at him once in a while.
Okay, I mean
he's gay. That's why.
No, it's just like I don't know. Daniel Tosh is it's just so white bread. It's just white bread humor to the point where it's like it's whitewashed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Artie Lang, I'm a huge fan of his.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's not dead.
Yeah.
Just like Artie and Ozzy Osbourne are two people.
How is he alive?
I don't know.
But not Chris Farley.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how. Blessed genetics. But
so
going back to rape.
Yes. To me, I can laugh at a rape joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like if I make a joke about
it doesn't lead to rape.
Yeah, like
it's not like the marijuana of fucking rape,
A priest walks into a bar, he touches a little boy. That's just funny to me. It doesn't condone priests touching boys.
Right, it doesn't. It's making light of a very disturbing subject.
Which we know is a horrible thing should it ever actually happen.
Yeah. Like, if I had a friend who was actually raped by a priest, I would feel really bad. I would actually feel kind of angry because now this person is scarred for life because I care about that person.
And knowing the person, I would have the decency to obviously not make jokes about it around them.
I would.
I wouldn't. Only if I know the person. Only if I know the person and I actually, like...
But, all right, so let's say we're at a bar and someone's like, hey, meet my friend Randy, and you make a fucking priest rape joke. And
listen, every situation is different.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Every situation is obviously different. If it's a guy who can himself laugh at it and be like, yeah, I got raped as a little kid, like, okay, obviously this guy's not too busted up about it.
He's got to open it up.
Exactly. Because you don't know if this guy went through like 8 rounds of treatment. Like, if it's a person you know, I don't give a shit about some stranger, like you make a rape joke in public. There was this girl on Tumblr who was getting praise from a bunch of other feminists because she punched a guy in the face for making a rape joke. I'm sorry, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't fucking do that.
Listen, I mean...
Isn't that assault?
Yeah,
that is assault.
That's assault, and I think that's assault and battery. Because she had intense... did she just punch him in the face?
Yeah, she punched him. She literally punched him. She took a picture of herself with her hand.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's definitely... I mean...
Way to go selfies. God.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing with me on that. If you get hit, whether you are a man and woman, and contrary to popular belief, the law on the books does not discriminate against gender.
Yep.
The arresting officer does. So when you come into a situation where your psycho girlfriend is throwing a shit fit and she starts breaking shit in your apartment and you physically have to throw her out to, contain your safety, and you get arrested for it and she doesn't, that's clearly gender discrimination on the arresting officer. When you get to the judge, unless the judge has been bribed, you're not going to get anything for it. You don't have assault. I mean, it depends by case of exactly what happened. If you hit her first and she starts throwing your shit,
obviously,
you're fucked. Yeah, but I mean, it's not always obvious. That's the case. It's not always obvious.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But, if I'm sorry, like, I'm not all about, like, I don't hit women. If you don't hit women, then you're a fucking pussy. Because, all right, let's say if you have a kid and a woman pulls a gun on your kid.
Right.
They're not going to do anything about that because you have this fucking bullshit, remote, hollow sense of chivalry. Like, what gives?
I think
chivalry said it anyway, so don't think of that.
So, all right.
and women killed it.
Yeah, women did kill it. No, Goose, what were you trying to say about
I think you're a fan of Bill Burr.
I am a fan of Bill Burr.
You've obviously seen his bit on, like, hitting women.
Oh, yeah, you can't hit women. You can't hit women, but you want to so bad.
Yeah, it's like, if you take the stance that you can't hit women, then it gets rid of, according to him, which I agree with, it gets rid of any investigation as to what led up to it. You see, men, when it's like, let's say it's two guys at a bar, right, and one guy punches the other guy in the face. Or as he puts it, why did the snake bite you? Were you fucking with it? You must have pissed it off in order for it to bite you.
Yeah,
right? Why can't a woman be the snake?
That's his point.
Okay.
That's his point.
Okay.
It's like,
I didn't understand the way you
that's his point. It's like when a man punches another man, you can look at it and be like, wait, why did he punch you? What happened? Like, did you fuck up? Did you do something? Did you say something? Look, there's people out there who think that it's never okay to hit somebody, and I can respect that.
I can't. I can
respect. I disagree with it, but I can respect that someone's a total pacifist. They don't want to even think about someone getting hit.
Yeah, guess what happened to the pacifists before we were born? They're all dead.
Yeah, well, fine. I can still respect it. I can respect it because
society allows it. That's the point. Yeah.
That's whatever. But I disagree with it for sure. I definitely think there's times where you got to fucking hit a motherfucker. You got to punch someone in the face for being a motherfucker.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. If a woman just hit you, if she punched you in the face, would you punch her back?
I probably wouldn't.
You probably.
I probably would not. But if someone else were to, I wouldn't be able to blame them for it. You can't blame them. It's self-defense.
No, it's not.
It all depends. Like, if China punched me in the face, fuck yeah, I'm going to try to defend myself.
Oh, she's big and she's...
Yeah. If some scrawny little bitch punched me in the face and, it didn't hurt, and I'm just like, okay, why'd you do that? I'm not going to punch her back. It's beneath me. It's that kind of thing is just beneath me.
Dude,
it's beneath you.
If there's a knife on you, that's a different story.
Wait, hold on a second. Before we get into that, no. Explain that.
Whether it's a scrawny little man or a scrawny little woman that couldn't hurt me, if they punch me, I'm just like, dude, really, what are you doing?
Okay.
Why are you? Why?
If it was just once.
It was just one time they hit me. It doesn't even hurt. I'm like, why did you do that?
What if it did hurt? Yeah. That's situational, isn't it?
It is all situational. It is. I probably wouldn't.
You probably wouldn't?
Probably not.
Probably not.
What
if it was the second time? They hit you a second time.
I'd warn them after the first time. After the first time, I'm like, yo, you do that shit again, some shit's going to happen. I'll do something to you. Bang.
Wait, you just warn me right now? Did I just hit you?
Well, I thought, okay, those of you who couldn't see it, after I said that, Frankie tapped me on the shoulder, on the arm. I thought that was your way of saying they hit me again.
Oh, no, that was the first one.
Oh, that was the first one. All right, I thought that was the response.
Here's the second.
The first one, it's like, hey, don't do that again. Because I'll do something to you.
See, I couldn't. The way you just did that, I couldn't take that seriously.
Really?
Unless you were like, if you were doing that in that tone, I wouldn't be able to take you seriously.
Well, then, in that case, if you happen to be the person to hit me a second time after I gave them the warning, I mean, I gave you a warning, man.
Yeah.
I gave you a
then again, when you say it, it's pretty much a warning nonetheless.
Yeah, you got nobody to blame but yourself if I hit you in the face.
Right.
Now, obviously have a weapon. Fuck yeah, I'm throwing the first punch.
So your minimum for you to engage in apparently mutual combat would be 2 punches or a weapon.
It would need to be at least, I got to do the due diligence of warning them, like, you do that again, it's going to be trouble. Basically, got to be like Christopher Walken.
It's got to be trouble.
I got to be like Christopher Walken. Like, you do that again, I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
Yeah, but then you got to follow through with it.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do that.
You have a soldering iron?
If I didn't have a soldering iron, I wouldn't say that. If I had the soldering iron in my pocket, then I'll stab him in the face with the soldering iron.
That'd be pretty cool to see. I would actually want to see that. Yeah, no. For me, it's like it depends on the situation. If a girl, all right, if it didn't hurt, if it was just like, if I could just laugh it off, if it just looked fucking, the embarrassment itself for me would be okay. Now, let's say if you had an apartment with your living girlfriend, and she starts breaking your shit.
I'd try to subdue her. I wouldn't hit her.
You wouldn't throw her out of the apartment?
I would try to subdue her.
You'd try to subdue her?
Yeah.
All right, if she's throwing shit at you,
I would try to subdue her.
You try to subdue her?
Yeah.
What if you couldn't subdue her? That's the issue. What if you could not subdue her?
If I can't subdue her, then odds are I can't hit her either.
So
you know,
you just leave
I think it's easier
to leave your apartment.
No.
Your own ground.
No. I would do everything in my power to subdue her.
Okay, and then what happens when that's exhausted?
I would be able to. Unless I'm dating someone who happens to be stronger than me, but I would be able to.
No, but I'm just saying she's gonna start hitting you while you subdue her. It's gonna be like.
But hitting me how? Hitting me how?
Have you ever subdued someone?
No, but
yeah, I don't think you understand what it's like. They hit back. They don't give a fuck at that point. It's not like they have a stream of consciousness to think, I'm not going to hit them. I'm going to actually think logically. In that moment, if they're already throwing shit, they're already irrational.
If they start hitting back, I would do my best to not hit back.
Okay. And
I just wouldn't want to.
You wouldn't want to, right. But I'm saying, is there a possibility that it would happen?
It would have to take a struggle. Like, I would have to, try to subdue them, fail, try some other way, bring them down to the ground, smother them until they relax.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, but I
might as well hit them.
No, but I wouldn't, wham, because you can, subdue someone without actually causing them pain. This is a significant other we're talking about.
You can hit someone without actually causing pain.
Like what?
Knocking them out. There's ways to hit people without leaving them.
Yeah, I don't know those ways.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would have to learn them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know those ways. The only way I know to hit somebody is it comes with pain.
Right, okay. But the option of you taking the person, and I'm not even, saying, actually throwing them out the fucking door, but bringing them outside of your apartment and closing the door on them. That would not, that scenario wouldn't
Eventually. It wouldn't be the first thing to hit me.
It wouldn't be the first thing.
Eventually it would. The way I see it is if I have the ability to bring them, to take their person and actually take them outside, then I probably have a means to just at least take them to the ground, pin them down, and be like, yo, all right,
you probably have to, no, not necessarily, because you can drag them out. Yeah, kicking and screaming.
But then what? Once they're out, then what?
Call the police.
Okay, they'll come.
No.
They'll come in 45 minutes.
No, they'll come in 45 minutes. Once I understand that. It's not like you're getting shot. No, they're not. They're going to come in 45 minutes. That is a real thing. It's considered a low priority. But you need to take you need to take the due diligence. You broke your shit. We're talking about a scenario where your living girlfriend has broken your PS4, your TV, your laptop. That's pretty much
that's something. That's something if that happens, then it's probably over between us, and I can.
Oh yeah,
I can recoup the damages.
Right. Okay.
I can recoup. Look, I always talk about how I'm a tough guy and whatever, but when it comes to something like that, I have all the patience in the world. If it was a guy who was doing some shit, the second he even puts a finger on one of my possessions, I'm craning him in the neck. But the fact that it's a significant other, I've probably been with them for a long time. Even if I haven't, even if I've been with them for a week, I still have some kind of caring for them. It's all a matter of this. Whether it's a female, whether if it's a male.
Okay.
If it's a person I care for, no matter what they're doing, I have trouble being oh shit, okay, I gotta hit this person now.
Right. Okay.
I've never had to do it before.
Fair enough.
It has nothing to do with sex. It has nothing to do with anything like that. It's just the person that I care for. If I got to actually hit them, it's tough for me to get
Dink, I'm sorry. I know we've been sort of stifling you a bit. What do you think?
No. I just want to allow it. I'm just saying that, I want to point out a few things, but
Go ahead.
I'm just going to keep it that way because Goose was talking. I just
I mean, like, what were you thinking? What are the things you want to point out?
First moment, I just want to get some clarification. One, you're talking about, like, trying to hit the woman.
Yes, this is what I'm bringing up is a scenario, a very, I would say specific common scenario where it's like that whole, but she went there, I don't hit women, comes into play where it's tested the most.
Okay, so here's the one question. One, are you able to leave the situation?
Would you leave? Or am I able to leave?
Able to leave the situation.
Right, you're able to leave. And I mean, just for now, let's put aside the castle doctrine, because in New York you actually do have a duty to retreat if there is a way. You have to actually leave your apartment, which I think is fucking bullshit. I would ignore it.
Well, no, I mean, if it's your apartment and you guys are not living together, then I agree. But, I mean, if you guys are living together, then just leave. God damn it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, living together, that gets mired in fucking litigious, battle and all that. I'm not even saying that. At the moment, it's your apartment. Your apartment. Yeah.
She's being ballistic.
Yes.
Like, very belligerent. Thank you.
Yeah. Both are right. Yeah, both are right. But I'm just saying belligerent. Like, she's just fucking. She's erratic. She's breaking your shit intentionally just to piss you off and to get her to get you to hit her. That's what she wants. She wants you to be in the most trouble time.
Do I record the situation?
Do you what?
Do I have a phone to record the situation?
If you want to, sure. Yeah.
I will record. Like
you would record
I will record the situation.
That's smart.
She's being belligerent, and then when it comes down to throwing it in court, here's what happened. This is what it is.
That's fucking smart. Yeah, I actually like that idea.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
The main thing is that you gotta they gotta be a little bit smart about this, because if you hit her and you don't have evidence or anything to back you up, they're gonna put you in the bag.
Okay, so let's go with that. Let's stick with you're recording her like fucking breaking your shit, and she sees you. Now she sees you recording her. She doesn't like that, and she goes after you. What do you do then?
Well, you have the other two choices. Can you retreat? That's the first one.
So you can. I mean, all right. So in the instance you could retreat, you would retreat, right?
Well, because it becomes a domestic violence situation, the best way to do is separate from each other.
All right, so you're pretty much going the complete 100% like litigious, like you have the law on your side. You're not looking to put the matters into your own hands. You're just willing to let it all unfurl, and then you bring law into it. Is that what you're basically saying?
I'm just trying to say.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that are you able to do that? But there's another thing that's going on. Are you the one angry right now?
I mean, would you not be angry if someone was breaking your shit?
Okay, then now.
Yeah, your work laptop, your desktop, everything.
Yeah, let me just make that clear, especially to our listeners, that you are the one angry, and when you get angry, you're going to do something irrational. You're going to do something that...
Right, but you can't help but not feel angry.
But the main thing is that maybe the best thing to do is first record her being irrational.
Yes.
Okay.
Fine. That's how you...
Right, but you're kind of sideswiping the question here. What if she comes after you? What happens then? What happens? Like, all right, say you can't retreat. You can't
without a weapon. Without a weapon. Okay.
I'm going by law on this one. You're able to go and stop her.
Yeah.
Stop the force that's being inflicted.
In New York, just to make that clear, in New York you have a duty to retreat when you can, unless it's in your dwelling. So your name better be on that lease and only your name in order for you to just stand your ground. I mean, New York has a very sort of wishy-washy, it's like, we don't want, they made the law so that people don't have carte blanche to commit murder in their own home and get away with it. It's not considered justifiable homicide. If the bitch had a knife, you put her down. I mean, for me, I consider that like that's just justifiable homicide.
That's just that's like, dude, all hands on deck to stop you.
In court, the defense could argue that she was just doing it to scare you. It was just intentionally just to scare you. Fine, whatever, but. In that instance, a reasonable person if someone pulled a knife on you, look, your knife is on your hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I've gotten into arguments with people because I'm a fan of not necessarily open carry, but I think people should be able to conceal carry. People should be able to walk around with a gun on them just in case they need to defend themselves.
Right.
And I've gotten into arguments where people say, like, all right, well, if someone's going to rob you, they just want your phone and your money. And I'm like, how do I know they're not going to shoot me afterwards? Like, you need to be able to defend yourself.
Right.
You need to be able to look out for yourself. That's first and foremost.
Yeah.
Especially if someone's trying to commit acts against you.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
How about this? Dink and I gave our perspectives on it.
What about mine?
Go ahead.
In what scenario? I mean,
all right. So I don't know. Let's say you did do something legitimately bad, not necessarily physically, but I don't know. Let's say you cheated on the girl. Let's just say that's the scenario.
Okay.
You get home, and she's just breaking your shit. She knows you're about to be home, so she's breaking your stuff for you to get home and be like, bitch, what? What happened?
Well, now my game has changed because, like, Dink had a good idea. I would start recording her.
Okay.
I would try and lure her out of the house at that point. I would lure her. If I couldn't lure her, I'd have to physically, like, get her out. Because basically, I'm not safe in my own home. I don't feel safe. That is my defense. I don't feel safe with someone. I'm not sure if you've ever had, I mean, good for you if you've never had someone in your house just breaking shit for the intent of scaring you to your dear life, but I have. And that shit is not fun. So, I mean, for me, I would just get them out of the house. Because for me, I mean, my house is my safe haven. Right. There's no real I don't have anywhere to retreat. Yeah, I can go out on my fucking fire escape in 20-degree weather and call the police there if I had my cell phone. Right. I'd have to cross hallways to get my cell phone. It becomes a logistical thing. Yeah. Can you get there? In that case, yeah, I would do my very best to get her out of the house. Talking her out can work depending on what you do. If you are a silver-tongued devil, by all means do it. Because that is a convenience. For me, I would put my chances at 50-50. You can't talk someone out of, something if they're in that state all the time. So I would do my best to get her out of the house. If I can't, without physical contact, get her out of the house, I would, as you would say, subdue or restrain her, be accurate. I would restrain her, literally, like, pin her arms against her and carry her out. Now, I would do it in a way that once I drop her, I would try to land her safely and then run back and lock the door and call the police. I mean, I think that's more than enough. I think I've been more than accommodating to someone who's in that kind of fit. Okay. But I would get her out of the house. So no question about it, I would just get her out of the house.
So at this point, you can't get her out of the house. Your plan B has backfired to get her to the ground. What needs to happen before you, like, actually pop her?
What needs to happen in order...
Like, what's the minimum that you would need to punch her in the face?
She starts hitting me.
Okay, so, like, starts hitting you like she punches you in the arm once?
If she makes me bleed, that's it.
Okay, but let's say she punches you in the chest, like, 4 times like that. Like, little girly punches where she's hitting you with the side of her fist. Like, oh, man.
No, I mean... I wouldn't. I mean, I'm saying this now because I don't have a girl hitting me in the chest multiple times. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this now. When I'm thinking about it, yeah, that sounds silly because to do anything about that.
Yeah, because likely you would just grab her and knock her down.
Let's say I'm wearing a chain. If she tries to strangle me with that, she's knock in the fucking head.
She's done.
Okay, guys, let me go and just point out a scenario that actually did happen. Okay, because this is actually similar to what you guys are saying.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about Ray Rice.
I don't know what Ray Rice's situation. What, in the elevator?
Yeah. So basically, no. Let me just go and point, like, give Eric the whole scenario what happened. Your girlfriend becomes belligerent. You're in the elevator, meaning that there's no way out, and she's coming at you. What Ray Rice did is just punch her in the face.
Yeah, fuck that.
Wait. So hold on a second. Wait. So let me get the situation straight. She came after him, like she physically attacked him.
She kind of backhanded him.
Yeah, she backhanded him. I would slap her back. I would say it's that 1-for-1.
Yeah, you gotta remember, he's also you're angry too. Imagine yourself angry in that.
But I'm not hitting back. I'm not hitting back multiple times. I'm not doing more than she does.
Well,
I'm not even bringing law into this one. Obviously, I'd be, at that point it's mutual combat. If I'm going to put it that way, it's mutual combat. For me, if you're going to backslap me, I'm going to slap you back. Like, don't expect to hit me and not get hit. Don't expect to hit anyone and not get hit back. Just because it's gender biased, that doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah,
I don't.
You can see what was the result with the whole situation.
Right, yeah, but he punched her. I mean, he punched her.
He annihilated her.
Yeah, he annihilated her.
But the thing is that he was angry. He wasn't thinking at the time, and he just had to do it.
And they were probably both drunk. Let's put it like that.
Yeah,
they had to have been both. Well, this is where we differ, Frankie, because I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying this is where we differ.
Okay.
If it's my significant other at the time, his fiance, actually, you know what? It might have been girlfriend to fiance. I don't know if they're married yet.
Yeah.
But at that time, I just cannot do that to a person that I care at least cared about. And at that point, I'd be like, "Yo, you slapped me, peace," and I just walk away.
That's good. No, that's fine. If you can do that, that's great.
But then again, I'm not exactly saying you're not within your rights to hit back.
No, and I'm not saying, For me, it's just like I would have to see, like, if you can claim that, I would just take a claim at face value, and if there's a situation where I happen to be that and you actually do that, then I believe you. And I will take it I take everything at face value until I see it. That's just how I am. But for me, my significant other would know. Like, don't expect for me to show mercy on you. I don't like that. I would tell her specifically why I don't like that, and I would go into it. And if she cared about me, for me, I would have to vet her before a situation like this even happens. Because if we're even getting to this point, there's something wrong with her. And I am not all about, I'm just going to stay for the pussy. I'm very intolerant when it comes to bullshit that women pull these days in social situations like these. I'm not for that. I don't care if she's the best lay or that I love her. I'm getting rid of her if it comes to a point where physical violence to her is the solution to whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean that's clear.
That's fucking like I'm done.
Okay, now let me go and twist it around and saying that they did have a report. If I'm correct, it's Hope Solo, one of the soccer players, and
she got a great ass.
She can beat my ass.
Great ass, everything.
Yeah. Now we can actually see it.
Yeah.
She actually had a domestic violence with, if I'm correct, is it the husband or the boyfriend?
Husband.
Who's her husband?
No.
I don't know.
Some black guy probably.
Maybe. Yeah. She actually beat him, hurt him, and they did nothing about that situation. Do you smell double standards?
Yeah,
Yes.
I smell double standards. I also smell civil settlement that wasn't revealed. Like they
there's got to be something.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're beaten and bruised and you can show that, you can show evidence. Like I said, unless the jury of your peers happens to be all female and they're all fucking Tumblr feminazis, it's like you hit him.
It sounds like we would get win.
Right, because if back to the commonplace where the guy hits the girl and she's fucking beaten and bruised. If we have pictures of that and you show that in court, we're going to give it to her. We're going to give the verdict to her.
No.
I would give it to him. I mean, not even that. I would think any reasonable person would give it to him at that point. Because if she had the capability to beat the guy to a point where he's showing bruises, if he's coming to court looking fucked up, then the verdict should go to him. He's the one suffering physical damages.
Obviously.
And emotional.
In a perfect world, obviously, yeah.
That's my point, that you got to start, like, when this whole situation happened, you should start recording.
No.
You have the technology now. Then you wouldn't, but you don't. You have the technology now.
Okay.
Why not? First moment, you guys getting angry, pull out that cell phone. Pull out that freaking camera. Just start doing the argument, and then
that's pretty good.
It's probably a perfect way for
a
therapist to deal with that.
You know what? I actually had the idea. I mean, this is a way better and more efficient idea, but I had the idea at the time to just put cameras in my own apartment, like just as an over-paranoid thing to do before this even became a thought, before this scenario would ever happen.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
No,
it's not a bad idea either. It's way more work. It's more work for upkeep. Just coming out a phone and start recording is better.
Yeah, but then now think about it this way. Now, like, imagine you don't say that to the girl at all. Your girlfriend, wife, whatever.
Well, if she listens to this before that,
it's you're being jealous. You're trying.
Listen, I would warn them. Like, listen, I don't play around with that. I would tell her, listen, I know the law. And I've been unfortunately a victim of physical violence before. You're not gonna win this, okay? You're not. I'm telling her right now, you're not gonna win this.
Unless you're Hope Solo now.
No, not unless you're Hope Solo. I would do the same shit to her. I would be the fucking crying victim at that point. I would play that. If I have the ability as an American citizen to fucking do that, then I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna pull any punch with it.
You obviously have that right, but you're kind of hoping that logic hits them at that point.
No, I don't know. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I don't believe that logic hits them all right, I don't know if you've ever been angry to the point where all you see is white or whatever color that happens, but when you're at that point, there is no logic. At that point, your best bet is for survival and damage control. Survival and damage control. Now, if survival happens to be that you could retreat somewhere, fine. I mean, that still leaves a lot of room for you to do damage control, which could take fucking months or years, depending on civil lawsuits.
Yeah.
But I mean, if survival comes down to the point where you have to defend yourself against someone who wants to wish bodily harm on you,
of course.
then yeah,
obviously.
That's
no one. I don't think.
So we're not questioning that. Any physical violence towards it is just fucking let the floodgates flood away. Just let it happen.
Yeah, and you know what's another thing that what does annoy me is that how society acts,
right?
How society reacts to these situations,
right?
It really does annoy me, and I mean I talk to a lot of people and they say this, they say that. I remember when they talk about
right, be a man, blah blah blah, all that shit.
The first word I hear is like he does not belong to society, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking?
Yeah, because women should be animals too. We're human beings. We're part of the fucking animal kingdom. We're animals.
Why? Right. And two, first of all, who in your right mind you're supposed to say that situation?
Yeah, who the fuck are you to say that?
You,
no,
not you. There's no like society and domestic violence, dude. Those problems is between A and B.
Well, I mean, you gotta bring C into it if the shit gets too thick. You gotta bring C. I mean, what in that scenario, A and B would be you and your girlfriend. Your girlfriend's fucking acting stupid. I mean, at one point you gotta either you're gonna bring C or she's gonna bring C, because a woman does not like to lose. They fucking hate that shit. Yeah. They hate losing.
They play dirty.
They play their games very they're fucking that's their competition.
Okay, I'm just saying let's not say all women.
No,
majority
of them. Well, when they get irrational and they have to resort to it, they'll resort to it. I haven't met a girl yet who would not even share an inkling of resorting to it.
But I'm just saying there's exceptions to the world, so let's just say.
I haven't met one yet. If there is, you're fucking hiding. You're hiding somewhere. You're in fucking Fiji or fucking Tibet. I don't know.
Okay, I just don't want to say all.
Okay, let's put it like this. Let's say this. All people who generalize are assholes.
Wow. Way to go.
There you go.
Asshole.
Let's put it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right. That also. I mean, I know it sounds like we went off topic, but we didn't. That's a type of rape, and Patrice O'Neal kind of commented on that. That's a type of rape that we said. Except he pretty much said pregnancy. That's also a type of rape to men, because that's a trap. That's
yes, there are women who do that. Correct.
Yeah, there are women who do that.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's impossible to It's literally impossible to say, like, well, she trapped me. That's not even a thing. Unless you have, like, a text from her being like, ha, I trapped your ass.
Well, she can. No, it wouldn't even matter, even if she did. Like, even if she said, I trapped, that's not a defense, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's true. They actually had a situation. I'm not saying exactly when is the date or anything or what was the news about it, but they actually did have a situation where he was trapped.
Yeah.
And then after literally about, 10 years, if I'm correct, after all the civil suit and everything, she finally confessed that, she trapped him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And he was released from jail. But the thing is, he wasted almost 10 years of his life in jail.
Wait, for what?
What did he do?
Well, what did he do? Did he rape her or what?
No, the trap that he raped her.
He raped. That's what I just said. Yeah, he raped her.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what he went to jail for. I'm talking about when she just traps you and she just has your child.
Yeah.
At that point, I would just sign away my parental rights. I was like, I'm giving this up. You are free to have your kid. I'm not signing the birth certificate, and that's it. We're not married. I don't care.
You still gotta pay child support though.
Yeah, that's the only downside.
If you have to pay child support, I don't know about that.
No, dude.
No.
Well, are you lawyers?
Listen, man.
Are you lawyers?
I'm gonna say the court is gonna rule in favor of the child.
All right, that's fine.
Every time.
If she can prove that's your child,
yeah.
Sorry.
Paternity test, then I would sign away. Listen, I would sign away my paternity rights anyway, because then I would have to pay less child support at that point. I mean, listen, I would get out of it as much as possible. Whatever, call me a deadbeat dad. I don't give a shit.
But you didn't want the kid in the first place.
Yeah, I didn't want the kid in the first place. Yeah. That's seriously rape. I didn't want the kid in the first place.
Yep.
No, that's not being a deadbeat dad.
Poking holes in the condom. Yeah. That would be,
That's not being a deadbeat dad. That's being, bitch, you fucked up.
No.
You expected me to be there.
Which happens. I'm
not
saying it doesn't. It does actually.
And honestly, that's actually very irresponsible of a woman, because now you're endangering that child.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just, you're just being a cunt. You're just being a fucking herpes-laden cunt.
Yep.
And we're not saying all women. We're just saying most of the women that does this.
Most of them that do, yeah. Well, women that do this are fucking. They should just be shot. I would happily murder them if that were the case. I don't care.
I don't know. Did they say something about that, like in the past, what they do with that situation?
I don't know, but they honestly, you know what? I'm going to get into this in another time. There should be another topic, but I believe you should have a license or some sort of certification to have a child. That I'm going to leave it there. We'll talk about that next. What are we running time on?
We are in this world.
We're
at about 50 minutes, maybe a little less than that.
50 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah. We're all.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up here. I mean, we'll just have fucking last statements, I guess. For me, I view myself as an equal to a woman in terms of how I'd like to be respected and vice versa until it is compromised. And then I start defending myself from my own, physical harm against me and my property.
Okay.
That's me, and I will do anything it takes.
Okay. My final comment on the matter is that I personally, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for me to hit a woman. It would take a lot. Like, she would need to hit me, enough to the point where I warn her not to do it again. And then even then, who the fuck knows, I probably would be like, okay, now you got one more try. But
just continue with that.
For the most part, man or woman, that's what it would take for me to hit somebody. If it's someone I don't know, fuck you, I'll probably kick you in the teeth. But if it's a person that I know and care for, male or female, that's what it takes.
Well,
Dink?
My turn?
Yeah.
All right.
I want
basically, what I'm saying is that this is a case-by-case situation. It depends on, it's sadly enough, each country, how they deal with the situation, too. Because
Okay.
I know in the United States it's a lot different than you go to
Europe.
any other country,
Yeah.
like in Europe or anything else.
Right.
So you got to understand what's going on with the law. You have to go and play smart, and in the end,
It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
Now, before we close, to both of you, I ask this: is anything possible?
Well, you can't fucking
I'm just saying.
ass fuck a unicorn because those don't exist.
No, in this instance, like what you're saying, like it would take a lot for you, and even then, I probably wouldn't. Would it be possible to the opposing side? Would it be possible for you to?
I mean, no, she would literally have to, like, in order for me to go beyond that, she would literally have to have a weapon on her. Like,
Oh no, but I'm saying, is it possible? That's all I'm asking.
is it possible, like, for me to hit her after she only hits me once?
Yeah.
No.
So you're saying it's impossible?
Impossible.
Okay, Dink?
I'm not going to say it's improbable, but I'm not saying impossible.
Okay, so it is possible.
There is a possibility.
Thank you. Okay. So yes, possible, no possible fuses. Okay. All right, well, I guess we'll end it here. Thanks for joining in. Tune in next week. We'll have more of these topics later on. I'm Frankie.
I'm Goose.
And I'm General Dink.
Peace.